in the geospatial domain. Geospatial domain. So the geospatial domain is an emerging field which is making its own individual mark on the world and is no more just viewed as a multidisciplinary course. And what is a geospatial data? So geospatial data combines location information, attribute information, and often also the temporal information. So in short, we can say that geospatial data is a combination of spatial data as well as non-spatial data. Spatial data, which usually takes coordinates on the earth, and non-spatial data, that is the characteristics of objects, event or phenomena are concerned, and often include the temporal information, that is the time or lifespan at which the location and attributes exist. Now, need for geospatial domain. Why we need the geospatial domain? So we can see that with the advent of the internet era, the technological era, the increase in formation of data and the advancement of technology in the field of data collection and storage has brought a new revolution in our lives. So some of the key points are: number one, data storage and transferability, like how we have succeeded in the data storage and transferability. Like earlier, we used to have from room size storage device of few KB to a small memory card with capacity of terabytes we are having. Like in the image, we can see that in 1956, we used a hard disk of 5 MB and it was so huge. And now in 2013, we can see hard disk of 4 terabyte and it is very much small and can contain large amount of data. Now data computation. Intel 4004 processor to i9 and GPU are now in existence. So earlier Intel started from 4004 processor and now it has gone to the i9 generation, and now even graphical processing units are coming into existence. Third is the data analysis. Learning to read and analyzing the huge amount of data that is quite required. And we can see here that 1 terabyte that equals to 1000 gigabytes or 1 lakh megabytes. We can see that. Now, the amendments to be made to overcome the challenges in the geospatial world. What are the amendments or the changes we need to be up to date in the geospatial world? So we can see that one slide at a time, one challenge at a time. From books to the practical world, the key challenges that we face are course structure, the more beneficial approach to course structure, project work or internship, advanced learning, placement or opportunity, emerging ideas or skill. So we will cover each challenges in the next slides. In each slide, we will come up with the each challenges. So this is the recent development in geospatial domain from Department of Science and Technology, DST and AICTE. Like earlier, our domain was not approved by the government. We were from multidisciplinary field and we were not acceptable in everything. So the geospatial domain has approved the inclusion of geospatial subject in GATE as well as NET exam. And this we can see that it is a very good move and will help the geospatial students a lot. So we are getting acceptable and it is coming as an emerging technology. So I will tell you about the students' perspective, what really students think before joining this geospatial studies, a small kind of flow chart. Like we used to think that it is remote sensing is about satellites, space, NASA, ISRO, and we were quite excited when we really joined the institutes and the studies. Really, we were quite excited. But after joining, after the post joining, what we face is that some tough schedule, some daily last decade, which is very much assuring to the students. Now, new domain, it is a new domain. So being a new domain, the course structure is not at par with other domain. So hence this call for the changes to make it stabilize. Like as compared to the other courses, how we need to make our structure more up to dated and more beneficial for the students. What are the necessary changes which we should include? We can't go to the old obsolete way of studying that we used in some past years. We need to be up to dated, and we need to be, you can say, more up to dated with our approach of study. Structure. So being young, it needs time for the students to understand it. You can say the new concept takes time, and grasping requires a bit patience. So this calls for integrated teaching approach, like theory class supported by practical class at the same time. Like theory and practical should be done simultaneously, so that students can understand in a very easy way, and along with reduce regular assessment of theory. So day by day, if we will give exams, so I will frankly speak that students only give exams for marks. I have talked to many of my class fellows that told that we just need to pass, we need to attend this, and we need to complete. But nothing concrete is coming. We are not learning. Everyone complains that we are not learning. So these are the things which needs to be keep in mind. And more of in-class assessments, like we should make some small assessments in the class, give some small projects kind of things or assignments, that would be more good. And keeping students keen and vigilant in class through practicals and projects, that would be good. And now approach of the course structure. The second challenge what we face is that the course structure, as I had mentioned, more practical driven, practicals along with theories. This is really required, and unfortunately, the practicals weightage. We are not having that great weightage as theory. So practical should be really focused and should be really given a good importance. And second is coding. Coding is one of the major technologies by which we can really enhance in the geospatial domain. And coding should be really started from the beginning semester. Some like of any languages, data structures, variables, and operators can be started, and it should be initiated from the beginning, because many students are from multidisciplinary fields and they don't know about coding. So like directly if you start anything of the language, so it is not easy for the students to grasp. They think something like something foreign they feel, or something alien kind of thing they feel. So coding need to be taught slowly, and it should be one of the major papers in the course structure. And at least if we study 3 semesters, then we can include languages, programming languages, and in a slow and good manner coding can be taught. And assignments weightage should increase, and practical applications in presentation needs to be highlighted. So just like the theories, assignments weightage is less. So along with the theories, we need to focus more on assignment, so that students will search the research papers, will search the significant things from even their seniors and researchers from their PhDs or other fields, and practical applications they can highlight on their own. If they are good in assignments, then surely they will learn. Now, the third challenge is the project or internships. So, projects should carry considerable marks, just like theories. I told it is an important thing. Projects or internships, what can we learn from projects and internships? What are the salient features of projects? Like we can see, I've highlighted this in a flow chart, that what projects do for students. Like number one is the creative learning. Understanding software is easy. If we will work on any project, we are obviously learning something new, something innovative. And if we are working day to day on software, and obviously our software skills will increase. So the second point, what helps in projects or internships, ground truthing, sightseeing enhances learning. Like if we are doing, suppose a mineral mapping of a region, then even we can visit, like in our Jharkhand, it is a very mining area and lots of minerals we find here in Singhbhum, West Singhbhum, and also in Jharia, it is a very great coal field. So ground truthing helps in doing any project, and same we can apply in our software. So to see what we saw and what we will apply, that will become easy. And internships in any organizations can make us aware about the work culture and understanding our domain work easily. We can easily get acquainted with the geospatial domain work, what what our researchers, what our fellow colleagues are doing, and this can help us in the long run too. Now, different kinds of projects that are gaining importance among the students. So, projects in mineral mining, mineral mapping, and in various geological organizations, internships are also organized, like GSI's, Mineral Exploration Authority. So, and the main thing which is increasing in mineral mappings are the hyperspectral remote sensing. And earlier, hyperspectral remote sensing we used to do by softwares like NV, but today coding is helping a lot in hyperspectral remote sensing with uh, with the use of Google Earth engines also. We can do a lot. Now, UAV and LiDAR based projects, this is a very important tool and very revolutionizing tool of the 21st century. And UAV and LiDAR has some wide number of applications where we can utilize it, and it has some great importance, especially in defense and defense, agriculture, and a lot of places which are not accessible. We can use the UAV and LiDAR. And third, which I have included, is disaster management through remote sensing, like climatic disasters. We have witnessed a lot number of disasters in the COVID time only. Like in Hyderabad, we had a great flood. In Jaipur, we faced some great floods. So, very severe climatic changes are taking places, and so these can be done easily by remote sensing. And same with biological disasters, what we face in the COVID times, like how ISRI are making map and up to dating every day, that how many peoples are suffering from this and how many peoples are still in the queue. And the fourth one is the climate and atmospheric science-based projects via time series data. So many students are very keen in working on climate and atmospheric science-based projects, and so this is also a very popular field among students. So there are some also many number of projects. I have included some of the things which I have known. Now, the fourth challenge is the advanced learning. So, advanced learning, what the advanced learning helps students keep updated with more advanced learning skills. So, one of the key advanced learning things are programming languages. Programming languages are transforming the geospatial domain at dynamic rate, really at dynamic rate. They are transforming with the use of JavaScripts, with R, Python, and with like R. It is such a great language that statistics become so easy with R. So that can even help us in statistics. Second is analyzing data. Large amount of data can be handled very easily. Computers with good processors are coming and making it accessible to the general audience. Now, UAV and LiDAR, as I have earlier mentioned, that this is the technology. UV, LiDAR, drone-based projects are just increasing, and they are having a wide number of applications both in government as well as private sectors. And the advanced mechanics of UAV and LiDAR has transformed the way we look at it, that how things they have made it accessible where human beings can't go. And this is one of the actual remote sensing, that we are sensing in remote areas with the use of unmanned armed vehicles and LiDAR. Now, programming language, that Python, R, JavaScript, SQL, C++, how they can just revolutionize the geospatial industry and also the domain. So the programming language is dynamically changing the outlook of the geospatial world. and it's becoming a new skill set to look out for. And one of the some of the famous programming languages that we witness are GIS scripting and application, in which we include Python, R, data processing, analysis, and modeling. They include Python and R, and there are some Python Jupyter notebook. R is also a very good software, helps us a lot in geostatistics and also in statistics related data. Web mapping is very easy with JavaScript and Python. Geospatial databases are also increasing. Map servers like Java, C, Net, C++ are increasing. Now GIS heavyweight development, Java, C, C has are increasing. These programming languages are getting the importance. Geospatial libraries like JavaScript, Python, Java, R, C, and C++ are also having a considerable demand. Now we can see that in the advanced learning, some cloud platform like Google Earth Engine are becoming new processing service provider with multi petabytes of satellite imagery and geospatial data. So if like Google Earth Engine is such a great technology that with some codes we can do that, we can do big things what we waste some hours in software. So coding is such a great thing. Like we have shown here of the Google Earth Engine some important tools like script manager, API documentation, asset manager. Then these are some search for data sets or places, getting a link with URL to the script, save the script, run the script. We have the help button, feedback button, code editor, geometry tools, zoom, maps. So these are some of the basic features of the Google Earth Engine, a cloud-based platform, and it is becoming very popular in the recent years in the geospatial domain. Now, I have talked about UAV and LiDAR, how UAV and LiDAR are changing the geospatial domain. So in 2017, the global LiDAR drone market was valued at US dollar 20.982 million and is projected to reach a value of 126.15 million. So we can see the statistics, how the demands for drone based LiDAR and UAV are increasing. So we can see the in the images drone based LiDAR and also how UAVs are helping in photogrammetry. Now, the fifth challenge we face is that placement or opportunity. This is a very big thing to talk, and it requires to be highlighted. I have I have highlighted that what institutes think that they tell that research, GRE, GATE, but less placement assistance we are getting, and we are investing some hefty amount of money. So middle class students they need to uh, and they need to look about it that they can't go for higher studies if they have invested a hefty amount in it. Then private companies, we have some issues in private companies too. They give very less salary. They also a hectic schedule is there. Then no one wants to give job to freshers. This is a very big issue that how a freshers will get experience. That whenever they apply for any jobs, 2 to 3 years experience. So freshers are having big problems in this sector, and so job security is also less. If you are not good with your skills, if you're lacking skills, you will be fired. Now in government jobs or projects what we face is that 2 to 3 years of experience it is compulsory. Like very few government projects you will get if you have if you are a fresher, and less chances for freshers as I told. And government jobs or projects having very less number of vacancies for us, like two or one. And also like in some government sectors like the Geological Survey of India, what they do is that they teach their geology people only some basic concepts of remote sensing and just reduce our job prospects. So this is also a challenge in many areas. This is only happening. Same with military. They teach their people, and our chances of getting job prospects is decreasing. So the government needs to focus on these kind of things. Both the government and private sector should work in partnership for this geospatial industry. So institutes role in placement or opportunities. So institutes can organize counseling session for students and can know their area of interest. What institutes need to do is that in masters a lot many students are not there. So if knowing their area of interest, that can be really good. And according to their area of interest, institutes can make them aware about different internships and projects. So if internships and projects they are skilled at, then getting job wouldn't be that hard. And the third point is a major point, that research and PhD cannot be the goal of every student. Like everyone don't wants to do research and PhD. Some wants to work in companies, some wants to work in corporate sector. They want to enhance their skill set. And majority of the students really want to work in organization or company, but due to lack of opportunities, they ultimately join research and PhD. And even after doing PhD, the last option that comes is lecturership. So research should also be initiated along with organizations and companies, and internship should be encouraged as it opens new opportunities. So, and geospatial companies should be invited for campus placements. That would be really beneficial for students. uh, so these are some of the institute's role in placements or opportunities. Now, six is the emerging ideas or skills. What we need to do as students is that with the passage of time, new innovation are taking the world by storm and revolutionizing things. So keeping posted on new development is all the more important than ever. We can follow the journals pertaining to your area of interest to keep posted on new development. You can use sites like LinkedIn and join various people with your domain. That can be very beneficial. Reading blogs and searching on geospatial studies can be very benefactory. Now, reading blogs and other various geospatial sites are also there. So, reading blogs of geospatial sites can obviously increase the knowledge. Another way of being aware about the world is reading blogs and learning. So, never sit idle, look for ways for keeping forward. So, these are the things that we should keep in mind. Now, conclusion. So I have concluded in a short slide that geospatial domain is an emerging field and one of the impacting technologies of the 21st century. No one can deny this fact that geospatial domain is making its importance, whether in smart cities, whether in agriculture, whether in climate studies, disaster management, and a lot many things. But this needs to be encouraged both by the government as well as the private sectors. And there are a lot many challenges students are facing in the quest of both studies and jobs. This is also not a deniable fact. It's some fact which we need to accept. And faculties and institutes need to design both the course structure and curriculum that can be beneficial for students. That we can't go to that indigenous way of teaching which we followed from the last 20 years. That can't go on. So along with theories, practicals and projects should be increased. Coding should be given utmost importance. That is what we can say from the student's perspective. And last but not the least, that teaching should not become only exam driven, where a lot many theory exams can be the only assessing factors. So it is becoming kind of a rote learning thing, that day by day we are giving exams, we are just going for marks, and unfortunately we are not learning the things that we should learn and go for innovation. So these are some of the things, and I've concluded. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And especially thanks to Dr. Rama Rao, sir, for encouraging me for this presentation. So thank you. I have explained everything, and I hope that I have not offended anyone. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your talk from students' perspective. You very well mentioned about the need for coding, practical aspect, and the importance of internship and self-learning. And you also mentioned about the different kind of projects and the advanced learning which the students should look forward for. After this, as Ramarao sir asked if any other participant also like to tell about the students' perspective, so you can let us know in the comment in the chat section. Also,